Good evening. This is Fiona Michaels bringing you the top stories. COVID, is it on the decline? Well, locally, our numbers have been coming down by hundreds every week. Last week, our positive rate of cases was 2,554. This week, it's projected to be 2,054. So, is mask wearing working, or are we just simply turning the corner? Later, we'll be joined by leading expert in the field, Dr. Wayne Ryken, who will help us to clarify those numbers. But first, a possible break in the Janet Hawkins disappearance. Authorities have confirmed that a body was found 4 miles from the Kravis farm in Wheatfield. Now, although that body appears to be badly burned, the coroner is going on the assumption that this is the body of Janet Hawkins. DNA may not be able to be extracted from the body, but everyone involved is hoping that dental records will confirm it. And authorities have received some doorbell video cam of our leading suspect, Jason Hawkins. So after this short clip, we will be joined by our expert, Dr. Wayne Ryken, who will give us that COVID update we so deserve to hear.
If you could please reconsider. Just because we don't have a body doesn't mean we can't have a funeral. My daughter, she's gone, and we need closure. Yes, I did receive the flowers from the Andersons and the O'Neills. You know, the Kendricks haven't even made a phone call. For a family that demands sitting in the front row, you'd think they could show more sympathy towards one of their fellow parishioners. If you could mention something about sympathy in your sermon on Sunday, I'll be at the first service.
Hello, Mom. How are you?
You don't ask about your father?
Pardon me for asking about your well-being first. How is Dad doing?
He's sick in the hospital with COVID.
I already knew that, Mom. I helped you talk to the doctors, remember?
I still can't believe they took him away from me.
He brought himself to the hospital.
And they should have called me instead of admitting him. Take one look at the man and you know he doesn't dress himself, let alone know what's going on.
He's going to be okay.
Well, of course he's going to be okay.
Then calm down. He's in the best place he can be right now.
Have you been watching the news? Our numbers are climbing and people our age.
But will you stop with the hysterics? You wonder where Kendra gets it. I will call the hospital in the morning and see if you can go see him, all right?
And make sure you call Father Luke as well. I think with a little more prodding, we can have a wake for Janet.
Mom.
I lost my daughter. I need this for closure.
Uh-huh. And not for the attention?
I can still wash your mouth out with soap, mister.
You'd have to get to me first. Goodbye, Mom.
Here, I have to get the Shane, okay, I have to get the mail. It's just outside. God, they're not wearing masks out there. Why are they not wearing masks out there? Okay, breathe, breathe. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of the world. I just gotta get the mail. I just gotta get. I got the mail. I need a drink.
How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? Oh, Google Maps, save me. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Only a complete idiot would try to lie their way across the border with fake ID and a rental car, especially lie, to get across the border during COVID. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get my rear in Assiniboia without leaving a trace here in the States? I'm gonna have to ditch the car and go on foot. There's no other way around it. So let's see here. Oh my God, the stupid sign, this red sign is driving me nuts. You would think there'd be a better place to hide out and steal internet in Billings, Montana, but yeah, at least I got some heat. Think. Okay. Well, if I look here, I'm sure I can drive to this Indian reservation, this Fort Peck, and there's got to be a chop shop to ditch the car. Okay. Let's see here. I'll need a ride to get closer to the border, and then I can sneak across to Big Beaver. Once I make it to Big Beaver, I can then make my way into Assiniboia, and then it'll take a few days. Definitely going to need some more cash for survival supplies. All right. Anyway, hopefully Hannah understood me to tell Regina 21. Now let's see. If all goes planned, I should only need a few days of MREs to reach 4963.0521 at minus 105.99991 on the 21st of the month at 2100 hours. Now, hopefully that ditz remember those coordinates and to use her TomTom GPS and not her cell phone. Oh boy, that'll be hopefully. All right, think. Okay. I just have to make sure I can make it across the border in a spot that's not monitored. I wonder if any of these locals would know where the thermal imaging hotspots are and how to avoid them. I definitely will need to think about shielding some infrared. We'll need one of those reflective survival blankets. Yeah, it's going to be, it's not I think about it, it's going to be cold at night, so I can't have a fire. Maybe it makes sense to move at night to keep warm and sleep when it's warmer in the day. And yeah, that way the locals, unless you get spotted by the locals, that plan should work. Now, I do need to remember, pull the batteries and smash my electronics and burn my papers. Thank God I'm getting out of this country before I'm forced to get that Bill Gates COVID tracking microchip vaccination. I can't wait to see my lovely Regina. I just can't wait.
Yes, Mrs. Willowrub, I understand. Of course, Mrs. Willowrub. I will make sure he's reminded to. Yes, I am certain the hospital can supply your husband with the rosary. It is a Catholic hospital. Right, Mrs. Willowrub. I will make sure he. Yes, thank you. Have a good night. Note to self, do not give out your cell to patients' wives. This is Dr. Van Byron. How can I help you?
Hi, doctor. This is Nurse Palmer.
Gladys, please call me Quincy.
I'm sorry. It's very weird for me.
Oh, well, I don't mind the nurses being informal with me.
Oh, it's not that. My cat's name is Quincy.
Oh, did you call to just tell me that?
I'm sorry, no. That's not why I called. It's about a patient.
Oh, well, go ahead.
I'm calling about Leonard Willowrub. He's a COVID patient here on the floor.
I'm very familiar with Mr. Willowrub.
Well, he's asking for something to help him sleep. You have nothing in the standing orders, so I'm just following up to make sure we can give him something.
Oh, I'm sure that's fine. Does he have any allergies in his chart?
No.
Give him 50 of Benadryl. That should do it. Are you guys busy tonight?
Not more than usual. Why?
Normally, I don't get to hear from the charge nurse.
Well, I have a special interest in this case. He's my ex-husband's father.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Why is that interesting? I'm not sure I like that tone.
I'm just thinking.
Thinking what?
Well, so far I have had 2 calls from Mrs. Willowrub, a call from a Walter Willowrub.
My ex.
What's his deal? He took serious objection to how I answered the phone.
Don't ask.
Also, at least half a dozen calls from a Chondro Willowrub.
You got off easy.
Look, I can't be fielding all these calls all day, and you're obviously on top of his care at the hospital.
Right.
Can I ask you to please talk to your family and just let them know what's going on?
They aren't my family anymore.
Please, as a personal favor to me.
You're lucky I like my cat.
What?
Fine, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you.
I better get back to work before you ask me to leap over tall buildings in a single bound or something, which would be easier than having to talk to Kendra.